Welcome back to Wild on Health. The top New Year's Healthier You resolution that we received from viewers was to eat healthier organic foods and less fast food. So what was second? To quit smoking. Excellent, and I hope you do this year. Medical professionals today, most actually recognize that nicotine can be as addictive as some of the harder drugs, and more than 37,000 Canadians die every year due to smoking-related illnesses. So how do you kick this addiction? Well, joining me now is Dr. Makoto Trotter. He's a naturopathic doctor at the Zentai Wellness Center in downtown Toronto. And welcome back to you to the show.
Thanks for having me, Bryce.
You do a lot of this smoke cessation, as it's termed, in the clinical field with your patients. A lot of people come to you for help to stop smoking, right? So good, you're the right person to talk to.
Yeah, and a lot of the base of it is using Allen Carr's book.
Who's no longer around, by the way, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, he actually passed away of lung cancer, but he's one of the people that give the most credibility to smokers because he's not a medical doctor and he doesn't actually, he's not a health professional, but he was a chartered accountant who smoked up to 100 cigarettes a day for 33 years. So when he says easy way to stop smoking and smokers recognize how much he smoked, he gives him a lot of credit. He's been there for sure.
Been there and done it. You know, so let's start, and we'll get back to the book and the concept in a second. It's worked for a lot of people. You know, Ellen DeGeneres endorsed this. A lot of celebrities endorsed this that used to smoke. Found very, very effective. The brainwashing that used to go on, you know, 40, even 50 years ago from now through commercials, and maybe smoking was at one point considered semi-healthy.
It was. If you YouTube old commercial ads, Salem cigarette ad, it's hilarious, but it's actually shown as the wonderful world of smoking and how healthy and good it is for you. And now times have changed.
Right. We recognize now it's extremely deadly, and it's you know, the #1 cause of lung cancer, of course, by far. Just name some of the chemicals, though, that are still found in cigarettes, or give us an idea as to how many there are.
So we generally think of cigarettes as being tobacco, but there was a list submitted by the 5 major cigarette companies to the Department of Health in the States in 1994. There's actually 600 ingredients listed. So
that we know.
That we know of. And so those are things that are approved by the Department of Health, but the problem is that, you know, when you're smoking a cigarette, these are actually combustible byproducts. So you have 4,000 ingredients. Wow. And some of those can be things like cyanide, ammonia, carbon monoxide, as we know, and 43 known carcinogens. I'm sure there's a lot more. So when they use the term cancer stick, they're actually bang on.
Right. Well, it's true. And it does cause cancer. As I mentioned, #1 leading cause of lung cancer. #2, just interestingly, I thought I'd throw this out there as a bit of a tangent, is actually radon gas. Really? Radon gas, #2 leading cause of lung cancer, which you can test for, by the way, in your basement apartment, or your basement rather. It leaches out of the rock, the bedrock, especially in the northeastern seaboard. We all got to be aware of this. Government, North American governments, both Canadian and U.S., talk about the need to check our basements and our homes for radon gas. You can look this up on the internet as well. Okay, so back to Allen Carr's book, because you use a lot of this methodology in your practice to help patients. What's the concept of this book?
So the concept, now, first of all, Allen Carr, he did try quitting smoking several times. He had a huge challenge, like most people do, but then he had an epiphany, and there was something that flipped in his mind, and the next time he described it as an easy, enjoyable way to quit smoking, which is hard to believe, but if you read the book, you can learn some of his methods.
Yeah.
So one of the things in his book is that he doesn't talk about why you should not smoke, but he talks about why you do smoke, and when you understand that, then it makes it easier.
One thing I could really appreciate it when I read the book is that the concept that you're a slave to the cigarette, that it's not an enjoyable thing that you get reward from or relaxation from, that you ultimately are held captive by, you know, these white cancer sticks, as you put them.
Absolutely. Right. So, and to add to that, smokers, they often say that they use cigarettes for relaxation, but also for stimulation. Obviously, those two things can't go hand in hand.
Absolutely.
So because
it does make the heart race. When we smoke cigarettes, your heart does
a stimulant.
So talk to us a little bit about nicotine addiction.
So nicotine, the thing is, most people think that the nicotine withdrawal is the difficult part about quitting smoking, but nicotine, the half-life of nicotine is actually 2 hours, which means that after you smoke a cigarette, 2 hours later, you're at 50% of the dose, and then a quarter of the dose, then an eighth of the dose. So essentially, after 3 days, there's no nicotine left in your body. So this common misconception that we have nicotine withdrawal for weeks or months, it's actually primarily psychological. So those are the things that we have to address.
So with less than a couple of minutes left to describe this, because your focus in practice, one of them, among others, is to help people stop smoking, and that's their second most important New Year's resolution, at least our viewers that sent in answers to our email. Tell us about, in your opinion, is a lot of the naturopathic clinics clinical approaches to smoke cessation is only adjunctive. This is to help the process.
Right.
Primarily, it starts, as you say, in the mind, right?
Yeah,
so
if it's something that someone's coming in passively and you're not addressing the psychological aspects of quitting smoking and making sure that they're actually motivated for the right reasons to help themselves, if it's for their spouse, if it's for their kids, it's great to have that support, but it has to be for you.
What is the naturopathic adjunct? Some of these gnarly herbs you have in front of us here and this acupuncture guy?
So acupuncture can help if there's underlying issues of anxiety or depression to rebalance the body. And the other thing is we have to address the physical damage in the lungs and also the chemical damage in the body. So using some herbs like expectorant herbs, which help to bring up mucus, things like ginger, lobelia, and other herbs that are mucilaginous herbs that help to protect the lining of the lungs.
Right.
Those things like marshmallow and licorice root.
And that'll help to ultimately expel toxins over time? Is the goal, is the aim that have been built up over time, the damage done to the lung tissue? Some of that's reversible, some of that's not.
Exactly.
What are your feelings on glutathione in terms of nebulizing glutathione or any of the nebulization techniques?
Any of the nutrients and herbs, the combination work well. Anything to just improve those detox processes to help eliminate.
Where can people find out more about you going to break?
Where can they find out more about me? On our website, there's lots of information, and they're welcome to come in for a consultation as well.
And we'll post that website at cp24.com/wildabouthealth. Dr. Trotter, thank you so much for all your great information.
Thank you so much, Bryce.
We need people to stop smoking. A few of our callers are going to get a copy of the book, Allen Carr's Easy Way to Stop Smoking. Give us a call. Other popular resolutions received were to enjoy a better sex life and find an alternative to taking pills. We'll have tips to achieve these goals when we come back. Stay right there.
Reach us in the GTA by dialing 416-872-2724 or outside the area at 1-888-863-2724. Send an email to wildonhealth@cp24.